President Biden and the Democrats are renewing calls for stricter gun control laws to stem the number of mass shootings in the country. It comes after a gunman shot and killed 19 students and 2 teachers yesterday at a Texas elementary school. The suspected shooter also killed by law enforcement officers. NBC's Chris Pillow now in Washington, D.C. for us this morning. And Chris, lawmakers are once again looking into gun control laws, but on Capitol Hill, there's little agreement about what, if anything, can be done.
Ben, good morning. Here in Washington, there is shock and outrage following the latest school massacre in the U.S., but there's also skepticism that anything will change given the sharp political divide.
Good evening, fellow Americans.
After yet another school massacre in America, President Biden is asking the question that's on so many other people's minds.
Why? Why are we willing to live with this carnage? Why do we keep letting this happen?
The president, in the role of consoler-in-chief for the second time in a week, said he found himself wondering why these mass shootings don't seem to happen anywhere else in the world.
They have mental health problems. They have domestic disputes in other countries. They have people who are lost. But these kinds of mass shootings never happen with the kind of frequency they happen in America. Why?
What are we doing? Why are we here? What are we doing?
Shortly after the news broke, Connecticut Democratic Senator Chris Murphy passionately urged his colleagues to act.
I'm here on this floor to beg, to literally get down on my hands and knees and beg my colleagues. Find a path forward here. Work with us to find a way to pass laws that make this less likely.
It's truly horrific.
Despite recent polls consistently showing Americans strongly support expanded background checks for gun buyers, there's little agreement in the Senate about what can be done to prevent more massacres.
There's no doubt we need to do more to keep children in schools safe. We know from past experience that the most effective tool for keeping kids safe is armed law enforcement on the campus.
A Texas Department of Public Safety lieutenant said a school resource officer and 2 local police officers were unable to stop the body armor-clad shooter Tuesday and had to wait for a tactical team to arrive. When news of this massacre broke, President Biden called Texas Governor Greg Abbott to offer any and all assistance the federal government can provide. In Washington, Chris Pillow, Wake Up Charlotte.
Good morning, folks. Time now 5:05, and a lot of our local leaders are reacting to this devastating tragedy that played out in Texas. Mayor Villal's tweeting that her heart is aching for those families, and this news makes her sick, angry, and scared. Enough is enough. Governor Roy Cooper chiming in saying that it is a devastating and unspeakable tragedy. Then we have Congressman Ted Budd saying, please join me in praying for the children and families involved in this horrific shooting. Words cannot express our grief over such an unspeakable act of evil. And then lastly, Sherry Beasley saying, my prayers are with the community, and children deserve to be safe at school. We must do everything in our power to protect them. And Ben and Sarah, that's kind of the same sentiment that we're hearing everywhere. Children should be safe in school. And obviously waking up this morning to relearn the events that happened yesterday is something that we don't want to hear, but moving forward, how can we protect those who are young and in school wanting to be safe?
Yeah, something has to change. As a parent, sending your kid off to school is terrifying when stuff like this keeps happening.
All right, Ruby, thank you.